Hello, and welcome to my channel. So for this weekend reading, I kind of felt like just doing a mini oracle reading. Let's just see what Spirit has to say for the collective. So I feel like starting with this deck, the Secret Garden deck that I have. I like this card. Wants to come through. We have Keeper of the Harvest. Ooh, and Transformation. Okay. And this one, Embodiment, Uncertainty, Action, Desertion, okay. And then we have Become and Reciprocity. Okay. All right. So, yeah. What we have here, guys. Oh, actually, this one as well. It's kind of poking out. Well, is this one? Okay. Sometimes cards just poke out and I feel drawn to pick them. We have Priorities and Keeper of Time. Okay. Yeah. Your time is very important. I do feel like a time for self-reflection if you haven't done so already. And if you are in the middle of that, then Spirit is definitely encouraging you to continue that deep reflection because this is part of your transformation and feeling more aligned with who you are and what you're taking action towards. It's a reminder to still be discerning and also, again, to keep your priorities up, but and making sure like you're a priority, you yourself are a priority with like self-care and making sure that you have like that downtime to rest and recharge. But you are becoming a better version of yourself. I do see with the uncertainty card here that there's uncertainty with either being able to achieve what it is that you want to achieve and or uncertainty with how the future is going to be. With Keeper of the Harvest though, I really do feel like this is resembling your energy right now. And I'm sorry if you hear a dog in the background. Every time I'm like in between takes, things are quiet today, but now I don't know, maybe it's because they hear my voice. There's barking going on. Um, or there could be something going on outside that they realize. But Keeper of the Harvest, I really feel like it's your energy and what it is that you are harvesting to then eventually bring to your table. Okay, I don't mean that literally, I mean that metaphorically. Though maybe somebody here is a gardener and you literally are planting something to bring to your table, okay? But I'm just talking about metaphorically making something grow, like you've planted the seeds, you're making them grow, you're taking action, okay, to help these grow, and then you're going to be able to really enjoy your harvest once this like becoming and this embodiment and this transformation is complete. That yeah, you're going to be able to really enjoy your harvest. You just really need to keep your priorities in line, finding that balance between self-care and action. Remember, you are a keeper of your time, okay? So make time for your priorities. Make time for rest, make time for action. see what else we can get here. We have Clover, a very lucky card, so I feel like luck is definitely on your side. We have Church. I'm getting a very like disciplined vibe from this card. So being more disciplined, I feel like toward yourself, um, toward your priorities. And like disciplined isn't written on that card, but that's really what I'm getting. But and this has come up with this card before in just a couple of readings, like before this one came out. Because on this card it says collective consciousness, and I do feel like with this kind of a reading, I feel like there's so much of the collective of like us in this world, maybe not everybody tapping into the same energy, but I feel like there's so many of us tapping into this transformative energy that it is like this collective effort of like really putting in the energy collectively to help, I think, like for us to like really lift each other up and help us, help each other move forward. Obviously, we don't have all the same goals, but like that doesn't really matter. It's just energetically, we're all lifting each other up. We have birds. I feel like looking at that at the bottom of the deck, along with mortar and pestle. And there's my cat. He was cuddling me. There you go. Hi, Sora. Um, yeah, birds here. I mean, you could be in communication with somebody, you could be discussing something like one-on-one with somebody. I'm picking more up on the sense of like, since we were talking about the collective, I feel like energetically there's a communication here. I'm also kind of wondering if this is a collective who it's kind of like this collective agreed before coming down to the physical plane that it's like we all agreed at this moment in time we would be bringing in this transformation. Now, it doesn't feel like you're probably sitting there like, but this doesn't feel like that big, but it is, okay? Energetically, it is. Now, if you're just like, but I'm just trying to get like a new job or a new house, okay? It doesn't matter how big or small, that transformative energy that you feel like you're tapping into is helping the collective move forward. Okay. Doesn't, like I said, doesn't matter how big or small. But the mortar and pestle, it's really brewing something new, alchemizing a new beginning, breaking things down with, I feel like, this reciprocity when you're like doing this deep reflection. Um, but it's really doing this inner work to then make something else happen externally. Okay. And again, I've heard it's a collective effort because I have heard so many people talking about this energy, whether they're aware of it or not. It's like everybody that I know, everybody that I have like listened to, if because I watch other YouTube tarot readers online, and like we're all talking about, sorry if my phone's going off. Um, I feel like we are all really knowing that we're stepping into something new, whether it's conscious or subconscious, it's kind of like we're all going through this transformation, just in different ways. But again, it's like all of us tapping into this energy and making something new for ourselves and lifting each other up. You have bear, and this with bear really does make me usually tap into like strength and how just how strong we are. And now I'm getting, since we're talking about so much about the collective conscious here, that it's like energetically being strong, again, lifting each other up. This could, I'm really honestly getting like standing up against the status quo. I have not talked about anything political in a very long time. I have not energetically felt connected to do that kind of reading, just especially what I've been going through in my personal life. I just did not have the energy for that kind of reading. So I kind of feel like there's this energy of pushing the status quo, pushing back. Wow, okay, this reading is now taking a very different turn. So this could be pushing back politically. This could be pushing back towards a boss or CEO. Maybe some of you are also thinking about maybe there's like something about a strike. This could even be a little bit smaller where you're pushing back against a bully. There's a protective nature here. And I feel like collectively, energetically, we all have this protective nature of one another. And whether somebody, I kind of like imagine like somebody secretly wishing something very well for like somebody else, whether they know this person or not. Maybe there's like somebody that they see at a certain place looking so like down about their life, whatever they're going on in their what's it going on in their life. And you just kind of take this moment to just like pause and really just wish them well. You pray for them, even secretly. It's kind of like that, where I feel like with this collective consciousness, it's like, I don't want it's like this collective consciousness of just like, I don't really want to fight anyone. I just want us all to make it. I'm wishing us all the best because there's so many people struggling. So that's crazy that that all came out with just that one card. Okay. Wow. Okay. See what else wants to come through. This one. We have letter. More form of communication. Interesting. Okay. Um, we're starting to talk about a little bit about politics, and I have not felt the need to talk about this in a very long time, but there's something coming through with that, with the news, with communication, information coming out. Interesting. Okay. I'm not really getting much more than that, but that's what's coming through. Um, Something in writing. Okay, now we're kind of like shifting back to you, the viewer. There may be something in writing that is presented to you as part of your transformation of kind of like I see this as like you've put in so much work and you've become who you're meant to be and you're where you're meant to be, and then there's like this writing, whether it actually is physical or not, it could be metaphorical, could be from spirit being like, okay, you did it. Here's that letter. Here it is in writing of like congratulations. It's kind of like working towards a degree or a certificate or something like that, where it's just kind of like, here you go, good job. You did it. I also was just getting, as I was talking, when we were talking about collective consciousness, that again, going back to talking about this transformation and how it's kind of like collectively we agreed to be here in this moment in time to transform energetically for ourselves individually, but also as a whole, that was all in writing. Wow. Okay. I feel like something else wants to come out. Okay, we've got clouds. Many of us being in this like in between, okay? There's going to be doubt. There's going to be confusion. There's going to be hesitation. There's going to be things that aren't quite clear, okay? And maybe even misunderstandings with communication between others. Negative thoughts, problems, okay? Because we're in this in between, because we're trying to leave the old and step into a new. So, yeah, when things aren't quite happening when we want them to, of course, doubt is going to pop up. Like, we're human, okay? We're going to question things, we're going to doubt things. Know that this is part of the process, okay? Um, but it's again focusing on priorities that's going to help clear the doubt. This can also, since politics came out, this can also be resembling just the problems in the world, okay? Um, and as long as like things keep going how they're going, there's still going to be problems. We also have head of the pack. You being so successful in your life, prioritizing getting things done, having this will to win, really tapping into this motivated energy. Okay. But again, it's like this balance between rest and action. There's competition written on this card, but I just heard like it's not a competition. It's not a competition. Okay. If you want to be a CEO of a place, that is a goal that you have. That is perfectly okay. But there's somebody else who's probably like, I'm just happy being in an office. Like, I don't need any more than that. And that's okay too. It's not a competition, okay? Just because you are in a higher position than somebody else does not mean that you have won against somebody else. It just means you've won a goal, okay? That you won a goal for yourself. That person who doesn't want to be a CEO doesn't mean that you're better than them. Okay, that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Is like, it's, again, it's not a competition. It's not I'm better than you are. It's just we're all just trying to make it and be happy in our lives. We also have new moon coming out here. New beginnings. Feeling more carefree. All right. This is beautiful. We have wow. Wow. Okay. I didn't know that there was another card in this. It was hidden. Um three very powerful cards to end this reading on. We have Bouquet with happiness and harmony. We have the Sun with this big yes energy. Okay, with this big successful radiant energy. And we have Cross, destiny, spirituality, divine guidance. Okay, this this is what's clearing away the doubts for you right now with what spirit has to say. That yes, just because you have these thoughts and these doubts, these hesitations, these confusions, there's still a sense of like coming into harmony, that there is no need to worry. This transformation is bringing you into harmony. It's bringing the collective into harmony. It's bringing the collective and you into this very positive energy. Okay, maybe maybe the politics came out because maybe you are somebody who is wondering, is is it ever going to get better? And the answer is yes. Okay, the answer is yes. And as a collective, no matter what the situation is, whether it's political or not, okay, there is a sense of destiny here. Again, we have contracts written, and it was just this like collective agreement to be here at this time to really help energetically push things forward, push time forward, push Keeper of Time forward into a better era, into a more positive place. Okay. Again, I haven't talked about anything this big in so long, but this is something else that I've also been hearing in the spiritual community with how things in this world are going on. Okay. So just know that you yourself, you're going through a transformation, but also you're not in it alone. Collectively, we are all in a transformation. And I really feel like it goes even a little beyond that, where the world is in this transformation. Okay. So this was destiny, this was fate, this was all written to help lead the collective consciousness to a brighter future. Okay. So that was a lot. Let's go ahead and end this with a affirmation. This one that's poking out, I already feel like wants to come out. Let's see what else we can get. I also see expansion on one of these cards here with the new beginning, the new moon card. This expansive energy, this expansive positive energy. Okay. We have true manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. That is definitely speaking collective. And the one that was wanting to poke out earlier was, when I make joy a priority, brilliant ideas will come naturally, support will surround me, and movements will form. All relating to what we've been talking about here in this reading. One thing I want to end on with this Destiny Cross card with fate and stuff is that there is the word of conviction here. Okay. So this is leaning a little bit more political, but this could also resonate for somebody here in their own personal situation. So I just felt like I wanted to draw attention to that word, and I just felt like it was really important. But I do feel like these two affirmations here really help round out the reading. True manifestation, True, manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all, and when I make joy a priority, brilliant ideas come naturally, support will surround me, and movements will form. I love that, okay? I love that so much for all of you here. Movements will form. There may be also a sense of movements in the world to help bring in justice, conviction. Wow. Okay. So many political things. Like, I was not planning on here to come in and talk about politics at all. That's just what came through. It's what I felt like I needed to speak on. So, movements, we're already seeing that in this world with like the protests and stuff. There's just so much support, so much love. Okay. Love will conquer all. All right. That is all I have for you guys today. So if you enjoyed this reading, go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. You can also follow me on TikTok, Instagram. Ooh, that was a loud clap. You can also follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Those links are down in the description, so if you'd like to follow me there, it's greatly appreciated. But I am sending you guys so much love, healing, and blessings your way. I am really wishing you all the best. We are going to get through this, okay? We have this collective energy to get through this, all right? But I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.